There is no substitute for American military might.
In the ever-shifting landscape of global politics, one question looms large. What would happen to America's military under a Trump presidency in 2025? As tensions simmer with Russia and China, and cybersecurity threats loom, the future of U.S. military strength hangs in the balance. Join us as we dive into the potential changes, challenges, and controversies that could reshape America's defense strategy. The United States military isn't just another global force. It is the global force. Despite challenges and shifting geopolitical landscapes, America remains the undisputed heavyweight champion of military capabilities. However, as we look towards a Trump second term in 2025, we must consider how this global powerhouse might evolve. Trump's America First policy and his unique approach to international relations could significantly alter the landscape of U.S. military strength and strategy. Budget and spending, a new military investment model. Let's break down some jaw-dropping numbers. The U.S. defense ecosystem comprises approximately 3 million personnel, soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines ready to defend national interests at a moment's notice. With an astronomical annual budget of $850 billion, this isn't just a military. It's a technological juggernaut designed to protect and project American interests worldwide. The traditional branches, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, are still there, but they're getting a major upgrade. And let's not forget the new kid on the block, the Space Force. The current defense budget sits at approximately 3% of the gross domestic product, the lowest level since the Cold War drawdown. Trump's vision? To return to Reagan-era spending levels, which peaked at almost 6% of GDP. This isn't just about throwing money at the military. It's a strategic realignment designed to rebuild military capacity and capability that many argue has been declining for decades. The plan involves a comprehensive review of budget allocations, focusing on what military strategists call war-fighting priorities. Specifically, Trump's team is looking at redistributing funds from the Fourth Estate, a $140 billion budget covering various defense agencies. The goal? Potentially reallocate 10 to 15% of those funds directly into manning, training, and equipping the joint force. Increasing the military strength. During his first term, Trump's administration increased the defense budget by $54 billion. While this boost was substantial, critics argued it fell short of the promised expansion, particularly in terms of personnel. The goal of increasing the Army to 540,000 active duty soldiers remained unfulfilled. This raises questions about how a second Trump term might approach military spending and expansion. One of the most significant shifts we might see under a Trump presidency is a change in the deployment of U.S. troops. Trump has expressed a desire to recall thousands of troops from overseas stations, potentially redeploying them to the U.S.-Mexico border. This move would mark a dramatic shift from traditional U.S. military strategy, which has long emphasized a global presence to maintain international stability and protect American interests abroad. In terms of global threats, the 2018 National Defense Strategy, formulated during Trump's first term, identified Russia and China as the greatest challenges to American national security. This assessment aligns with the current administration's view, suggesting a continuity in perceived threats. However, Trump's skepticism towards foreign military engagement could lead to a different approach in addressing these challenges. Public opinion, particularly among military veterans, could play a significant role in shaping Trump's military policies. With 61% of veterans supporting Trump in the 2024 election, according to recent polls, there's a clear mandate for his approach among those who have served. Veterans are more likely to view Trump's policies as beneficial compared to those of his opponents, which could influence decision-making in a second term. Hey folks, if you're finding this dive into the potential future of America's military under Trump fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support helps us continue bringing you in-depth analysis of the most pressing issues facing our nation's defense. Now let's get back to the video. Upgrades with the Air Force. Let's talk about the Air Force. The Air Force is fundamentally restructuring how forces are deployed. They're moving away from legacy systems and embracing a future dominated by uncrewed systems and next-generation technologies. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a complete operational metamorphosis. Remember those F-35 Joint Strike Fighters? By 2025, we're looking at a significant increase in their numbers. Project 2025 recommends bumping up F-35A purchases to between 60 and 80 per year. These aren't just planes. They're flying computers capable of processing vast amounts of data in real time, giving our pilots an unprecedented edge in combat situations. Take the Collaborative Combat Aircraft (CCA) program, for instance. The Air Force isn't just developing these advanced drones. They're planning to acquire at least 1,000 of them. Why? To provide what military strategists call affordable mass, a swarm of intelligent, adaptable aerial platforms that can accompany manned fighters into combat zones. These aren't your average quadcopters. We're talking about sophisticated machines capable of carrying out complex missions without human intervention. From reconnaissance to combat, these drones will be an integral part of our air power. Now let's shift gears and talk about something that might sound a bit sci-fi: directed energy weapons. While we don't have specific details on what advancements we'll see by 2025, it's safe to say that research in this area is ongoing. Imagine weapons that can disable enemy electronics or even shoot down incoming missiles using nothing but focused energy. It's not just possible, it's probable. Speaking of futuristic weapons, let's talk about hypersonic missiles. These bad boys can travel at more than 5 times the speed of sound, making them nearly impossible to intercept with current defense systems. By 2025, it's likely that the U.S. will have made significant strides in this technology, potentially changing the face of missile warfare. The Navy. What's for the Navy? By 2025, the plan is to grow the fleet from 292 to 355 ships. But these aren't just any ships. We're talking about state-of-the-art vessels equipped with the latest in stealth technology, advanced weapon systems, and cutting-edge communications gear. These ships will be able to project power across the globe, ready to respond to any threat at a moment's notice. But it's not just about building new ships. It's about upgrading what we already have. By 2025, many of our existing vessels will have undergone significant retrofits, equipping them with the latest tech to keep them relevant in an ever-changing battlefield. The Fleet Adaptive Multi-Level Measurement for Operations and Unit Systems, FEM2OUS, is a prime example. In addition to being a transformative training program, it's a comprehensive system that integrates and analyzes training data from live, virtual, and constructive environments. The goal? To enhance proficiency and readiness like never before. Virtual reality is becoming a cornerstone of modern military training. By creating immersive, realistic scenarios, the military can prepare personnel for complex missions without the astronomical costs and risks associated with traditional training methods. What's with the Space Force? Now, you might be thinking, Space Force? Sounds like something out of a movie. But trust me, it's very real, and by 2025, it's going to be a crucial part of our national defense. They're not just stargazing. They're protecting our satellites, monitoring potential threats, and yes, preparing for the possibility of conflict beyond our atmosphere. The role of the Space Force, established during Trump's first term, could see further development. As space increasingly becomes a domain of military competition, how a second Trump administration would expand or refine this newest branch of the armed forces will be of key interest. But all this technology and firepower is nothing without the right strategy to use it. By 2025, the U.S. military is expected to have a renewed focus on great power competition, particularly with China. This means being prepared for potential conflicts in the South China Sea and East China Sea, as well as enhancing our cyber capabilities to monitor and respond to Chinese military activities. However, it's not just about preparing for potential conflicts. The U.S. military is also focusing on strengthening relationships with allies. By 2025, we can expect to see increased collaboration, particularly in regions surrounding China. This could include stationing strategic assets, helping allies improve their cyber infrastructure, and maintaining a diplomatic presence to ensure access to strategically important locations. Climate change is another factor that's likely to influence military strategy by 2025. While we don't have specific details on how this will play out, it's generally recognized as a factor that could impact military operations and logistics. This could mean everything from dealing with more extreme weather conditions to planning for potential conflicts over resources. Now, let's talk about something that's crucial to maintaining a strong military: recruitment and retention. By 2025, the military is likely to face some unique challenges in this area. There's a push to focus on core military roles and responsibilities, addressing issues like social engineering and non-defense related matters. There's even talk of reinstating troops who were separated for refusing COVID-19 vaccinations. Diversity and inclusion are also ongoing areas of focus for the military. While we don't have specific details on initiatives for 2025, it's safe to say that the military will continue to strive for a force that reflects the diversity of the nation it serves. Trump's America First policy extends beyond just military deployment. It encompasses a broader approach to international relations, trade, and domestic priorities. This could have ripple effects on military supply chains, procurement processes, and even recruitment strategies. The interconnectedness of these policy areas highlights the complexity of reshaping military strategy. Veteran care is another area where Trump's policies could have a significant impact. While veterans tend to view his approach favorably, the specifics of any new initiatives for a second term remain to be seen. Balancing the needs of veterans with overall military spending and priorities will be a key challenge. As we wrap up our look at the U.S. military in 2025, it's clear that we're on the cusp of a new era in warfare. From space-based systems to cyber capabilities, from autonomous drones to hypersonic missiles, the military of 2025 will be more technologically advanced than ever before. But at its core, it will still be made up of brave men and women dedicated to protecting our nation and its interests. As we conclude our exploration of this complex topic, it's clear that the future of America's military strength is not just a matter of budget numbers or troop deployments. It's about the very nature of America's role in the world, its commitment to its values, and its ability to adapt to a rapidly changing global landscape. Whether you agree with Trump's vision or oppose it, one thing is certain: the potential changes to America's military under his leadership would be transformative. As we move closer to the end of 2024, the debate over these issues will only intensify, shaping the future of not just the U.S. military, but America's place in the world for years to come.